Hey everyone, first and foremost, Happy New Year. It is 2025, and to kick it off, we're going to be looking at these four characters today. These are the Headmasters, obviously, and this is from a 7-pack. Yeah, you heard me right, a 7-pack consisting of 4 Autobots and 3 Decepticons. I've decided to split the video into 2 parts, first focusing on the Autobots, and then second focusing on the Decepticons. And I'll just be upfront and I'll tell you that I don't know a ton about the Headmasters. I think I kind of fell off from Transformers during this time, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's when the continuity diverged, right? These guys are season 3 in the U.S. and in Japan. I mean, I think they had their own line, right? The Headmasters and things like that. But anyway, so let's look at this guy really quick. And before we jump into the transformation, I just wanted to make a comment regarding this kind of flavor, if you will, and a flavor of engineering, if you will, of these Legends figures. And so they're certainly not like as complex as you can see some of the hollow bits over here as New Age, nor are they overly engineered like some of the stuff from Magic Square. It's closer to MechFans Toys. Oh, did I mention that this is from Vecma Studios? This is a subdivision of MechFans Toys, but at the same time, it's separate from their Mechanic Studio line. But this is really close to their Mechanic Studio line, which I'm a big fan of. Not overly complicated, not overly simplified, still looks very, very good in both modes. And they're very easy to transform. That's one of the key features about them, that you'd be able to show somebody really quick if they came by your desk and was like, what is that? And so that being said, why don't we transform the first guy? Let's start with Highbrow. Yeah. Let me move these guys actually out of the way so that we can get the focus on him, and I'll be right back, okay? Okay, here we are. You know what I realized really late is that all of their names have something to do with like head. Like highbrow, you know, like what is it? Like your eyebrow and stuff like that. Oh, and he even kind of has these like arched eyebrows. I never thought of that. Another cool gimmick, obviously, they have the head on. But I'm not sure if this bit open. Oh, it does. Oh, it does. I wonder if that's like that for all of them. Huh. But of course, it doesn't. The power meter doesn't go up and down like it would in a standard Headmaster or Titan Master, as they're called. I guess that term is not. I don't know why they changed it. Well, I kind of have an idea. But I was going to say, I like that both of the modes, alt mode and bot mode, they incorporate all of the bits, the head and the weapons and stuff like that. And so it's very, very cool. This is pretty simplified. Simplified meaning like he just kind of looks like he's lying down to some extent. But at the same time, I think the transformation is pretty cool. So down over here, you can see this bit, right? You got to slide this forward, and then it'll lock in the back once you do that. And then you can, this will kind of open up. Yeah, this whole thing will kind of, sorry, it's like in my brain, I have to keep all 4 of these transformations for these guys. And so I'm like, So yeah, this opens up. We're going to start flipping the arms around. And this whole thing is, see these little 2 tabs and this post? They're actually going to lock into that bit down over here. Like I'm like that. That's cool, right? Pretty like unorthodox, non-traditional tabbing and locking mechanisms, but yeah, very, very secure, my dear. And you can open this up and you can flip that out, and then of course you can have the pilot, Titan Master, or the Headmaster. Oh, and their little arms move. Wow. I didn't bother checking that out, but you know what? I don't feel like doing it. Maybe they move together. Oh, they do. They do. Okay, so you do have to raise them up together. But, yo, that's a decent amount of detail for that little guy, right? Pretty neat. And some of them can actually sit in the cockpit and some of them can't. But fortunately, he can, and that it rests nicely in that little groove. And then you can... All right, actually, maybe that's not the song for Headmasters. And then we twist this at the thigh. And I think that's it. Pretty simple, right? And you see everything locking in place. This material is like some type of vinyl. I think it feels good. I think this thing is exactly what it's supposed to be at this scale. I think it's so much fun. Yeah. Next, Mechanic Studio, that's really kind of like my vibe in terms of, hold up. I think this fist is, no, I think that's right. Yeah. And then this fits in here, and see these little tabs? They're going to slot into the grooves right above the hip which again, I think is just very smart. I like tabbing locking mechanisms, whether they're traditional or not. That's very cool. Then this bit is going to rock back. Oops. Nice. And then it's going to tab in there. Yeah, it's coming together as you can see. But yeah, like I was saying, Mechanic Studio is probably my favorite speed and flavor of Legends. And these guys are just right there next to it. Yeah, I call these guys kind of Generation 1, meaning that like people, not just Mech Fans Toys, but everyone else was kind of finding their groove. Like New Age and Magic Square chose to go the, we're trying to make mini masterpiece routes, but I don't know, man. I feel like Magic Square's kind of fallen off in recent days. Like some of their stuff is popping, like their Bruticus combiner sets, those are kind of like popping, but they're like Mirage. They're Dinobots, I'm not a big fan of. And that's okay if you are, just because I have a different opinion than you, that's totally fine, I think that's one of the great things about life, we as individuals, as human beings, we have the capability to have not discerning, dissenting and different opinions. And it's only when we can't express those things in an articulated manner, like I'm having trouble right now. It's only when we have difficulty expressing those things in a peaceful manner, and then we start losing control of our emotions and flying off at the hilt and stuff. That's when things kind of get dangerous, But did I mess this up? Oh no, it does go right there. Hey, where's the other one? Yeah. And being able to express those things comfortably, you know what I mean? I think that's one of the joys of being a human being, being able to sit down, think with rational thought, and not just become inflamed or triggered or anything like that just because somebody doesn't agree with you or sees life in a different way. Life has so many different flavors, so many different types of individuals. And here you go. This is the alt mode. Neat, right? I love how, like I said, the weapon storage all works out. The little pilot is in there. These don't super spin, but I actually like the fact that they're not so loose. I hate when rotors just freely flippity floppity on characters. And here he is. I think it's quite nice. I think it's really quite nice. Let me set this guy off to the side and we'll focus on the second one, right? Yeah, and speaking of dissenting opinions, yeah, dude, I think sometimes folks are afraid to express themselves in the comments or something if they feel that their opinion is different than mine. No, certainly not. You should, and don't think I'm gonna like ostracize you or like ban you or something just because we don't think the same. No, certainly not. I only reserve that type of behavior if people can't conduct themselves properly, if they don't have like manners or being like overly rude. It's like a restaurant, right? I don't care what you order. Like I don't care like if the dish that I like you don't like. That's okay. Oh, you can see this Chromedome obviously, right? And you can see how I was going to say how quickly I'm transforming him. Again, just my flavor, if you will, and it still looks good, and it's coming together super magically delicious, like Lucky Charms and stuff. And yo, Lucky Charms, where you at, dude? I'll take that sponsorship. I was gonna say, yo, this video game company reached out to me. Oh God, I'm forgetting the name, and they want me. They're asking if I'm down to do a partnership with them. But oh yeah, by the way, you see these posts over here? They're gonna fit into the fists. That's so cool. God, that's so cool. But yeah, they said they want to do a partnership with me, and I was actually thinking of showing you guys the game first and asking, what do you guys think? Because some time ago I did a sponsorship, a paid gig with Temu, and you guys were like, hey, if you're not familiar, like they're not a good company, and we would hope that you wouldn't work with them. And you know what? I heard you guys loud and clear. I did some of my own research and stuff, and I took your guys' opinions and feedback, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to work with them. I did fulfill my sponsor obligations because they did pay me, but I don't work with them anymore, And by the way, you see how he's sitting in there, which is cool, but at the same time, you can see he's just kind of hanging out over there on the bottom. It's just kind of empty, and whatever, dude. What I was saying, sorry, my mind, dude, all that ADHD. What were we talking about? Oh, dissenting opinions. Yeah. I don't care if you order something different from the restaurant, or if you think that the dish that I ordered is not delicious or it's not good. And by the way, doesn't this look nice? Looks nice, right? Simple, but not like childlike, so to speak. It doesn't look like those cheap $10, $15 Hasbro toys or something like that. Like, this looks legit, bud. Super duper nice. And cool. I'm gonna set him aside, and we're gonna look at the next one. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, cool. Here we are. Yeah. But if you're creating a bad environment at the restaurant, so to speak, right, and making other customers uncomfortable and stuff like that, then I'll be asking you to leave. It's really about it. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to have a different opinion than me. Really, really do not. Isn't this cool? This just pops open, and then the way it transforms is a bit unconventional too. But I think that's nice. The one thing I'll say that I don't like about this is the fact that this is where the pilot sits. This doesn't open up. It would have been nice, and I thought it did originally because there's a hinge here, but that hinge is more for that than anything. And the legs are really unique. Let me just kind of show you. But yeah, but if basically you're having difficulty conducting yourself, that's what it is. That's why people get kicked off of like airplanes and stuff. You know what I mean? It's just that they can't conduct themselves properly, and same thing with me. Yeah, but please feel free to express yourself. Feel free to express displeasure, discontent, whatever. You know, it's just that do it in a civilized form. Yeah, I don't think that's too much to ask, right? I don't think that's too much to ask of anyone. I think this thing does the same thing, and I really actually like. I like and dislike this mechanism. I think the way it transforms is it's quite unique. I don't like the fact that all of the weight is on the ball joint at the front of the foot via the shin. That's not great, but at the same time, because he's light, it does support the weight totally fine. But normally, I probably would be like, I don't like the implementation of that. I like the way this thing spins around. And this is Needlenose, I think. Yeah. And I guess this one doesn't really have anything to do with the head other than nose. He does look like a set of Needlenose pliers, though. Pliers, though. And see this? This connects right there. That's so unique. The asymmetry allows you to have the little front cockpit over here. And by the way, I can make this guy out of paper and origami. I used to be big on origami back in the day. It's probably part of the origin stories of my bot bending. And then over here, how this becomes this little thing. And then you just fold the fists back, and then you'll fold them down, and you have them sit in that cavity. And then you bring this over here, but honestly, that's the extent of that. And then you tab them in here. I do wish the fists were hidden a little bit better, but maybe that's how they are on the original Needlenose figure. Hey, does this open up too? Oh, it does. Nice. I guess all of them do that, which would make sense because that is a part of their identity. But yeah, hope 2025 treats you all well. And like, don't wait till the New Year's to think about resolutions or start doing something new. Nah. Just like a good video game, constantly patch if you find bugs or errors, One of the things my mom used to tell me is constantly reflect. Look at the mirror. Oh yeah, check this out. Transforming weapon, dude. Pull this out, do that. Whoa, do. My mom used to always tell me, like, constantly reflect, look back, and what you've done. And if you see something that you don't like, go clean it up. And hold up. Oh, that's right. It goes right over here. Because she's like, the longer you don't and the longer that dirt stays on your face, that dirt is going to become cake. And once it becomes cake, it's going to harden and it's become stone and rock. And the longer you just leave it there, the harder it's going to be to clean. Meaning, the longer it takes for you to address some things in your life that you want to address, the longer you don't do that, the harder it's going to be later on to adjust those things. And she's totally right. She's 100% right, and I took that to heart. And so I certainly try to reflect constantly. I live by that looks nice, doesn't it? That looks really, really nice. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, these guys accomplish so much at this scale. They're so fun to transform, and they look so good. It feels good. The fun factor is just out of this world for these guys. And it's a 7-pack, and it comes in a nice set. It's really, really a nice gift set if you got the change, because I think it's over $100, and I think that makes sense for each figure. It's a little over $20 or something like that, but it's a really, really nice piece. Let me set this guy off to the side, and then we'll work on the last guy, Hardhead. Okay. By the way, doesn't this fool have another head? Doesn't he have like another one that has like a face mask or something like that? I don't know. I could be mistaken, but I swear he has another face. Anyway, remove the weapons, and yeah, I mean, he looks good, dude. Maybe I should have focused a little bit more on the bots, so I can showcase them to you all, like how the details are here. But we'll do a quick wrap up at the end with all of the guys in their vehicle modes, and then we can take a look at it. And so yeah, for what I was talking about, I think something about refinement and oh yeah, I have a personal philosophy that I live by. I'm actually an ordained minister of this particular creed, and that's called disciplism. And you guys know what a disciple is, right? It's somebody who like follows in the steps. Most commonly, people associate the term with like Jesus's disciples. But I'm a disciple to life, meaning that I look to find lessons in everyday simple things, everyday things, simple or complex, whatever they may be. By the way, this is really cool. You break the sculpt over here underneath the shin, and that allows you to flip this up, and you can flip that in, dude. That's so fun. That's so fun. It's nice and solid and secure too. It's the fun factor is just out of this world. Okay, and I think that goes just right there. Yeah. But yeah, disciplism. It's see if you can learn lessons in everything, and then that means that everything in this life becomes your teacher. People, things, experiences, animals, plants, whatever, if you can derive meaning from it and apply it to your life in a positive way, then my friend, you are the champion. You are the winner. And yeah, so if you like to join disciplism, go ahead, dude. You don't need to do anything special. You don't need to sign up or anything. It's just learn to reflect and learn to look for lessons in life and learn to grow and try to become a better version of you. You're not competing against any other person in this life. You're just competing against you. And even that competition, it's just really, when sometimes when you play Mario Kart, you can see the ghost, and you see the ghost doing the track, and you're like, this is where I could have done better. I mean, that's essentially what it is, Let me bring everybody back really quick, okay? By the way, he looks awesome, right? All of them look so good. I absolutely love this set. But we can gloss on it in just a second. Let me bring the rest of the folks back. All right, we're back. And by the way, there's actually a couple of parts that I didn't show you. Is see this little square? This little square is a separate piece that they include with the character, and I'm not sure if this is designed to be used for some type of stand, but it's totally not necessary in either mode. But one, they provide that. It doesn't really provide any additional stability to the toy, and it still like leans back. So I'm not entirely sure why that's there. Actually, I feel like it makes it worse. So I'm just gonna remove that. I mean, I think he was fine as is. Well, whatever, dude. And they also included this piece, something very similar for him. Right underneath the crotch area, they have like this bit. This one actually does help it stand a little bit better. And so I can dig that, but yeah, this blue one, not really sure. But they're beautifully done. Oh, what was I talking about? What was I talking about a second ago? Oh no, I'm losing it. Oh, whatever, dude. Oh yeah, Mario Kart and the ghost car, you know what I mean? That's our everyday lives, You can constantly look at the ghost and see like what you did before and what you want to do better, And as long as you're aware of that, reflect, and you make those changes and tiny attunements and adjustments and stuff, your next lap around the track. I was about to say track around the lap. The lap around the track is going to be better, and you're just going to be improving your timing, And by the way, the paint and everything is done so rich. You can see that white on top of the dark material. It shines well, so that means they put an appropriate amount of like primer in, I think, and then white on top of it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so crisp. Yeah, the paint and the details, or whatever the modern term is, tampo or whatever, that's done quite well. And you can see his little head chest crest thing over here. Paint is where it's done well. There's not a ton of it, but wherever that design is, yeah. And I think he doesn't have much other than these silver bits back here, but I'm a big fan of this set. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. Normally I don't, but because I kind of like these guys, man. Like I've been thinking of perhaps just getting into Legends and getting rid of my mainline connection, especially because it's going to be a burn when I transfer everything when I move. So we'll think about it. Yeah, nice paint where it needs to be. Sometimes it's just the color. The plastic is molded in the color, and that's fine too. But overall, man, this is a really it's a really beautiful set. And like I said, if you got the change and you can afford it, and you're into like Legends, this is definitely a pickup, especially with the 3 Decepticons that I'm going to be sharing with you as well. But the last thing that, if you'll allow me to just kind of like finish up, and you know what, maybe I'll start transforming these guys back into robot mode, just because I do have to like store them and stuff. And I may not, and I'm not going to finish all the robot transformations on camera, but I just want to provide some movement while I talk to you. Going back to the Mario Kart lap, right? One of the things that, like when I used to be a Christian and I used to attend church, one of my friends actually mentioned to one of our counselors. He's like, yeah, but honestly, he's like, I know we go to these church retreats, you learn about all these things, how to be a better people, how to be a better person and stuff like that. He goes, but honestly, he's like, I feel like when I go back to my normal life, I got this kind of like magical glow about like how to be a better person for about a couple of weeks, and then I just go back to being the same exact person that I was, and I just feel like I'm walking in circles. So that's what my friend said, right? And the teacher said this to me, and don't necessarily think that this is just applicable from a religious sense. He said, no, he goes, your concerns are super duper valid. Yeah, and then he was like, but I'm gonna tell you right now, while it feels like you may just be walking in a circle and that you're doing this thing over and over repetitively, he's like, you're not really walking in a circle. He's like, you're walking in a spiral. I was stunned. I was absolutely stunned when I heard that. And he's like, so meaning a spiral, he's like, you're making your way up. You're making your way up. And he says, and also in that same, so you're improving basically. He says, but in that same vein, let's say you don't change and actually things become worse. He goes, that spiral is still going to be there, but you are spiraling downward. And so he was like, make efforts to make change. And also, even if you don't make change and you just do the same thing over and over, that ultimately will just kind of wear the ground underneath you as well. And so just my personal take, my personal opinion, just living this life, it's I believe in growth. I believe in change. I believe in trying to become the best version of yourself, not for anyone else's sake, but for you, so that you can enjoy this momentary awakening that we have that we call life. We don't know what was before. We don't know what's after. Nobody does. I mean, some people of faith claim that they do, and that's fine. That's fine. You're allowed to believe whatever you want. But right now, in terms of science, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And so this could be it. You know what I mean? This could be it. This moment of temporary wakefulness, this could really be it, And so why not make the most of this situation? The fact that we're sitting here watching these YouTube videos means that we're incredibly blessed. You know how many people out there don't have running like water, plumbing, clean, like they don't have access to energy. They don't have access to freedom. They're subjugated in like war-torn countries under like communist regimes. So many people, millions, perhaps even billions, are born in the, what was that? This thing, are born into such negative circumstances, and we are not. We're sitting here watching YouTube. I'm sitting here playing with a toy. You know what I mean? So that means we have it better than so many individuals out there. And that's not me trying to say that your problems or my problems aren't relevant. No, they super duper are. But at the same time, it's always good to have context, right? I think so, at least. And if you disagree with me, that's totally okay. That's totally okay. I'm just an old guy behind a phone right now, messing with toys, just talking to y'all. Not even really talking because we're not even conversing, because I'm the only one really yapping away at the moment. You know what I mean? But anyway, those are just kind of like my thoughts. And as we go into 2025, it's just an opportunity every day, not just the start of the new year. Every day is a new opportunity for us to reflect, grow, and try to become better individuals and better versions of ourselves. If not for anyone else, then simply for ourselves, because I think we owe it to ourselves. We really do. And so make the most of it. Make the most of this temporary moment while we are blinking and awake, because you never know when your next sleep is going to be your last. We really don't, Love those who love you. Understand those who don't. And you know what I mean? And at least for me, I try not to hate on people. It's easy to hate. It's way easier to hate than it is to love. And so I try to have understanding for people who don't vibe and jive with me, against my persecutors, my harassers. And trust me, I have a fair amount. Yeah. But none of those individuals have really tried to harm me in terms of they're not showing up on my doorstep, because if they do, they're gonna meet Megatron, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so I'm just saying, I'm just saying, all those naysayers and stuff, people that you meet on the internet and say that, have negative things to say about you, don't pay that any heed. It's not really necessary. And yeah, like I said, I'm just an old guy behind a camera phone, just talking to you all. That's all I got to say as I fidget with this. But by the way, is this leg storage like not cool? Right? Is that not so much fun? Like, gosh, I love toys so much. Sometimes I'll be in the midst of doing stuff and I'll just look over at my wife. I'll be like, babe, I love toys. And she's like, I know you do. I know you do. She's like, I see it in your face. And also what I didn't know is I sing when I mess with my toys, right? You know that? And I never caught it, but yeah, I always hum and I sing. And that's another thing too. I sing and I hum when I sleep, and I like laugh and stuff. So I'm gonna assume that my dreams are a place of happy thoughts. But yeah. And I feel like, oh man. I mean, I know I'm just kind of yapathoning right now, but we're so close to just transforming all of them. I was like, yeah, I may as well transform Hardhead as well into robot mode and just finish up this thought. And I know not many of you are here at the end listening to this, and that's totally fine because you are at your discretion. You can leave the restaurant whenever you want. You can stop eating the food whenever you want. Yeah, and I can't be mad at that because you're flexing your freedom just like I am. And perhaps I just didn't make the food good enough. Perhaps it just wasn't delicious or engaging, and that's totally fine because this time, your most precious currency, my most precious currency, everyone's most precious currency is precious and valuable. And so I'm always deeply appreciative of whenever you choose to spend that time with me at this restaurant consuming this content. And I do hope that it is... as much as it is entertaining, I hope some of these scattered thoughts I have perhaps will give you some time for thought, yeah? Because a lot of folks shared those things with me, and a lot of those things I came into myself as well. And from the perspective of the old school mentality of us all being villagers together, that's one of the things that we're meant to do. Pass on stories, pass on lessons, in hopes that collectively, that we as a collective organism of individuals, as a society, as a squad, we can all try to become better versions of ourselves through each of our contributions in terms of this cycle of life, live, love, and growth. You know what I mean? And so as I set these guys up, I'm pretty much going to bid you guys adieu. Happy 2025, and let's keep it live. And I'll talk to you because I like potatoes and chives. Bye.